It's got 6 viewers waiting. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone is well. It's your co-chairman Ryan here. It's a Wednesday night and we are deep now into the playoffs. And basically teams are going to start dropping like flies. They're already dropping like flies. We're going to lose another one tonight. We're also going to get our first finalist confirmed. It's a nervy time. I can see there's a few people in the chat already, so evening to you guys. I'll just waffle a bit to kind of get us going. I've been away for the last couple of shows, so I'd like to catch up very quickly. Let's go now. Someone who I think has watched and might be able to help talk me through it is Lee Dimble. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you, and thank you for jumping on the stream at short notice.
No problem.
Yeah. So I just heard that you were on our network save. I meant to be tonight, but you had to put a pause on it because Duggan's nerves got the better of him.
Yeah, I think he wanted to fully concentrate on it, and being the chief sub maker as well, he couldn't do himself justice. But at least he's not got sacked this time, so that's a plus for him.
Is that a regular thing for Duggan, getting sacked in network save? Is that?
I mean, it's happened a couple of times, more than it's ever happened to anyone else. So yeah, draw your own conclusions from
that. So how have we got to this? From the start of the playoffs, we have the two-legged elimination finals where Northern Burn have overcome Lokomotiv Boston on away goals over 2 legs. We've also had Fulchester with 2 1-0 victories to knock out Spartak Sloths. They're basically the two teams which, Fulchester finished well below Spartak Sloths and only creeps into the playoffs on goal difference. So could potentially be lucky to be there. And then Lokomotiv Boston obviously went 3-1 up in this game, and it looked like it was all, looked like they were going to bring it home, but Tizalco got the equaliser. Do you think that's let's look at this game first, the Lokomotiv versus Northern Burn. Do you think this was a fair result, do you think, looking at the scoreline? Is it did Northern Burn deserve to go through?
On the balance of the season, I'd say yes, but on this game, you would say Greaves has been a bit unlucky with a surprise formation, which most people thought wouldn't result in 3 goals to him. He's pushed it all the way, and to be fair, it was one of the best matches I've seen in the Super League for a while. So yeah, fair play to him for changing it up, doing something different, and obviously opened the game up, and Ian survived by the skin of his teeth in the end.
Yeah, he did. Looked like Francesco Toldo did him an absolute solid towards the end. I remember he had a couple of shots there, Toldo punching the ball clear and letting the ball run free a couple of times, but he was definitely involved, and yeah, it picked up a 7, but it was a hard work 7 there, so yeah. Tizalco getting the goal, Tizalco keeping it tight, keeping the back tight in the second half. And then a quick word on Fulchester, 2 1-0s over the 2 legs against Spartak Sloths. He's done well to keep Spartak Sloths out, really. I mean, the top goal scorers in the league this season.
Yeah, 57 goals in the league, and he's held them to 2 goalless attempts, so fair play to him. It was a defensive masterclass, I said in the comments at the time. Fully to beat Sloths and to nil over 2 legs deserves a place in the next round, in my opinion. And even with Chris Sutton in the team, he's finding a way to get a goal as well.
Even with Chris Sutton, how's Chris Sutton? He means 5 goals in 15 starts. Not the best average rating, but to be honest, he's persisted with him more than I expected, and he's not had the worst return, has he?
Scored some important goals on the way, but he's been pretty poor in between that. I think he's obviously putting crosses in the box. He's got 2 big lads up there, or 2 biggish lads up there, so that's probably the reasoning behind it, I'd imagine. Saviola and Owen are not exactly physical specimens, so yeah, that's probably the reason why, and it's working so far. Just will it continue to work?
Similar return to Michael Owen, maybe 5 in 15 versus 6 in 17. It's
yeah, with jumping 3 and strength 12 or 11, whatever it was, it's probably the reason he's found himself out of the squad.
Yeah. So without further ado, I'm making sure that everyone's here. I mean, I've not seen Fifey about yet. maybe he's just feeding the cat. I don't know. We've got Duggan about and we've got Wood about for the Dragons, so we've got someone in there. Ian's about. Evening Ian. Evening Josh. What's the other game tonight? We've got Fulchester. I wonder if Mac is about. I don't know why I'm hovering over these guys. So it's first up. The game is Ian Edwards' Northern Burn versus Chris Mack's Fulchester United. This is a one-off game. It's basically the winner. It's a winner takes all, I believe. Minus semi-final. There's no minus semi-final second leg. The winner of this game will take on the loser of this two-legged affair between Dragons and Devils, where Dragons are currently one behind, but the Devils are severely depleted going into the second legs. Ficey said to go without him tonight, and if subs are needed, to bring on the keepers. Interesting. I'm sure he'll be about. And then Mac will definitely turn up just before his game, as seems to be. So let's look at this first game first. It's Northern Burn versus Fulchester United. If we look at the league table, Northern Burn finishing in 4th, Fulchester finishing in 6th. Northern Burn scoring more and conceding less. We go to Mr. Edwards, click on next match. Let's see how they get on against each other. Fulchester, though, had the better of the head-to-head. We've over the 4 games they've played each other. Fulchester have won 2-0 at home and 2-0 away. Northern Burn also won 2-0 away, and we've had a draw. Quick look at who's got some of the goals in this one. Giggs and Saviola, neither of whom are starting tonight. Fulchester, Vasiliuk, who's now a Hull's player. No one scored this, so Nakata and Sizalko's got one. And then we've had Chris Sutton and Alessandro Del Piero. So Macca seems to have dropped or sold the players who've scored from in the past, apart from that goal from Chris Sutton there. Sizalko on the score sheet for Northern Burn, along with Del Piero. Do you... answering calls. I think Scott's trying to get involved. Hello?
Hello?
You try ringing me, mate? What is going on here? You're at Dimble, you still there, mate? You're at Dimble, you alright?
Yeah, you put me on hold.
I do apologise to putting you on hold. I think Scott's trying to ring me for whatever reason. No idea what's going on.
Can you reshare the screen as well, please?
I'm very sorry, mate. I'm very sorry.
Lovely as your new badge is. It's very nice. Is that a Ian Edwards special?
Why? What could you see?
Your Bolton Phoenix logo.
Yeah, that was the one that the fantastic Mr. Ian Edwards shared with me for winning 2 leagues. The Golden Phoenix badge. I'll share that with the group because I know it's a beautiful sight. What are your thoughts on tonight's game then? Do you mean Northern Burn at home to Fulchester?
It's a tough one to call. I'm pretty sure I know how Burn will line up, so it's a case of what has Macca done to counteract it, or is he just going to trust what's been working?
Yeah.
But Ian's been so consistent with his tactics and selection,
it's a good...
which working, isn't it? But it's sometimes it can be to your detriment as well if you become predictable. So it'd be interesting to see if Macca can come up with a plan to stop that.
Yeah, a couple of changes, I believe. Petkov's come in for the injured Gattuso, big miss, especially with Gerrard being out as well. I'd say you'd expect those to be his first and second choice defensive midfielders. Fiore has also lost his place to Stanic, who's going to line up outside Arjen Robben. I'm sure Ian will confirm that. With he's actually not even made the bench for Fiore. He's gone with Lucas Neal and Sidney Guvu as options. It's solid. It's all. This back line: Samuel Cannavaro, Toldo, Jatos Contra. It's a really, really solid platform defensively. It's maybe a little bit of say, inexperienced in terms of Super League games. Petkov, this will only be his 4th start. Stanic just played a little bit more, be his 9th start. Robben, obviously 18 years old, is he at this point? 19 years old. Played a bit this season though. Would you suggest that's if anything, that's the weak point in the Northern Burn lineup?
Yeah, that trio in the defence midfield and midfield is the weaker point. He's obviously missing a couple of people, so he's done what he can. I know Robben's done very well when he's played in there, and Stanic hasn't let him down yet. Petkov is the one I've been more worried about, just because he's not really played. He's not one I've done loads with in the past, and he looks okay.
Stats look good. The right-hand column looks very tidy.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things I would like to see higher, but his right-hand column's good. He's a big lad, but if you see he's more of a dribbler, crosser, passing is quite high as well. So he's not really what I would have in mind as like someone that's going to stop everything. He's definitely not an Ndai type. So that's possibly where the weakness will come. So yeah, interesting.
Right, Ian's confirmed that that's the right selection, so I'm just going to confirm that to Matt. Maka, luckily, looks of it, hasn't got any injuries or suspensions. He's had the full squad to choose from. Players like Dalmat, Lampard, Luizao, Owen not even making the squad this evening. He's played a bit this season. He's stuck with the 3 at the back. Yepes, Valgarin and Balde all have done pretty solid all season. I think Valgarin, who was also excellent last season for Fulchester United. Bit of a rarity, the 3 at the back, but it's he's sticking with it. It's worked for him fine. The other kind of surprising decisions that he's gone with, Scholes didn't play the start of the season. Has come in and Scholes, I'm trying to click on, and has done okay. Got a vital goal last time out against the Sloths. Julio Arca got the goal in the first leg against Sloths, and has kept Ryan Giggs out of the team. And no space for obviously Michael Owen, who's not in the squad, or Javier Saviola, as the big men up top keep their spaces. Mackie obviously going into this game picking the players who are in form. Is that a surprise? Would you have reverted back to your high stats men, your high ratings men?
I'd have been tempted. I definitely would have been tempted. And if he doesn't win, he's probably thinking the same thing himself. But you say about the 3 centre backs, but he's had no real consistency from his attacking midfielders this season, whether it's been a striker or one of the lads that are in midfield at the minute. He's got 3 very high performing centre backs, so in a way it makes sense. Put your best players on the pitch, or the players that are playing well on the pitch, and you should have a chance. Beckham's been a big letdown for me, and Scholes is usually shy, but he's been good so far in the playoffs.
Yeah, Beckham 7 contributions to goals in 8 games. Scholes hasn't played much of a bit part at the start of the season, getting low ratings, but recently has come into it a little bit more. These 2 goals, 2 assists are recent. Arca better than Giggs is what Hodgie's saying. Wood, a big fan of Biscan, I think, not getting in. Mac is saying Northern Burn.
He's never mentioned it. The Biscan thing, he's definitely never mentioned that.
No. Mac is saying Burn 3-0 end of, and he's in transit pissed. What we are going to do, we're going to go to the match. We're going to do very fast for the first half, then move down to fast for the second, depending on how quick the game goes. Have you got any predictions on this one, or anything that you'd like to see happen?
I think it will be a 1-0 away win, and that's my prediction, just because Mac has got the experience in the playoffs. He says he's been drinking, but we all know that he definitely thought about this a lot before he put his team in. You can't make out he's not bothered, because I know he is.
He definitely is. We were just kind of a bit of context. We were up in the Lake District over the weekend. We just spent the day in Keswick on Derwent Water. We did Helvellyn the day before, and I was generally just having a few beers, and we just had some food in the pub. And then Mac was there sharing his screen with me, dancing up and down as he went 1-0 up against Slough. So it was a bit like, sometimes he plays that he doesn't he doesn't care too much, but I know from sight that he cares a lot.
You can tell by his reaction to a loss that he cares. That's for sure.
Right. I'm going to kick this one off. We've got up to nearly our full complement of viewers, so that's glad to see. Thank you everyone for joining us. Mr. Mega Horse going 1-1. And yes, let's kick off this game. So Arca having a shot early on for Fulchester. It's flying to 17 minutes. Jarjatos involved. And there's Sizalco getting the ball in the back of the net. That's disallowed though. A yellow card went in there for someone. Jarjatos involved, went past but even Del Piero and Sizalco involved a lot for Northern Burn. Comandini put in one slightly over, and there's Chris Sutton. Wow, 100th league goal of his career for Chris Sutton. Not who we expected to get the goal, and that's that 1-0 to Fulchester you suggested. Sizalco has had the ball in the back of the net though. We had an effort there from Northern Burn. We're going to continue to half time here, and there we are. Wow, this has got a bit of a familiar feel about it, hasn't it?
Yeah, 1-0 to Fulchester is a standard scoreline at the minute, and
yeah,
keeping them quiet again. They've got some good players in attack, Burn, some very good players in attack, and it's been pretty tight. And Sutton, of all people, has scored, but you can see why he's there. He's heading balls and he's scoring important goals.
Yeah, Sizalco goal was disallowed because he was offside. Walter Samuel and Nicky Butt picked up yellow cards, and it's those big men up top, Comandini and Sutton, combining to get the goal. A header from Sutton. I mean, it's Fulchester's one shot on target. It's Northern Burn probably not. I mean, if you ignore the top stat and look at these ones, you probably won't be too disappointed. It's one leg. Scott Sadler saying he's no idea why or how I phoned you, and be honest, I had no idea what was going on, Scott. Let's have a quick look at Northern Burn first. I think that stands out to me. Francesco Todd won a 6 after having a decent game against Lokomotiv. Jarjatos and Sizalco, who looked like they were both involved a lot on 8s. Only one key pass though in throughout the team. What would be worrying you?
It's the Petkov 6 is a bit of a problem, but I suppose he's got no one up against him, so maybe that's why he's not having much to do. It's just the lack of, what's coming. There's going to be very, very few chances for Burn in the second half, so they're going to have to score the 1 or 2 that comes their way, because these games have been shut out with ease so far in the playoffs by Macca and Fulchester.
I tend to agree with you. I'm sure Ian will imminently tell us if he wants to make any changes. I suppose I don't think he's. I mean, I'm looking on the bench there. You wouldn't take Sizalco off, would you, for Alan Smith or Sidney Guvu? Would you take Del Piero off? But I don't know. I don't think you would, considering how well they played this season. And yeah, I think the rest of them are there for kind of injury cover rather than for realistic options, but I'm sure Ian will make a decision on that front.
Yeah, there's nothing on that bench that I would say improves anything on the pitch. So yeah, if I was Ian, I would stick with it, and just hope that the chance falls to Maxim and he's onside.
Yeah, Ian saying as is, please, no problem at all. We look at Fulchester, and apart from GG Buffon picking up the 8, I know he's been up and down this season for Macca. It means it's all 7s and just the 1-6 for Diabobo Balde. It's not like it's been all Fulchester or all Northern Burn. It's been a very, very tight game, hasn't it? I don't know, would you change anything if you were Macca here?
I don't think I would. I think Butt's on the yellow. She's obviously dangerous, but you can't take him off. Because he's been so key. Although he has got 2 very good options to come on for him, so it's something you could consider. I won't worry about the 6 from a centre back at this point because they've not had much to do. And when you play 3 centre backs, one usually ends up having a quieter game at least. And Saviola possibly could freshen things up in attack, but with him being 1-0 up, I can't see him doing that.
No, I can't hear. Maka as is and 2 foot. And anyone doesn't follow Fulchester, I urge you to do so. And have a quick look, have a quick glance. I mean, a 2-second glance at the Fulchester tweet that's just gone out. Yeah, is that Maka? It looks like, yeah, it looks like he's in a taxi. I mean,
Yeah, well, I hope he's not driving from
yeah,
that.
I hope he's not driving. He's on the left-hand side, isn't he, of the car at least, unless it's oh god. So both teams going as is. I think I'm going to keep it on quick for the second half. In the back of Joe Maxey, absolute Gillian McKeith, Craig Duggan. There we are. Right, let's restart this and see who is going to go for it. Gone full Rob Beckett. Sorry if you can hear my daughter. She's not enjoying the heat this evening and is not managed to go to sleep yet. And she's now 2 hours past her bedtime. And I'm talking rubbish, but there we have a goal from Maxim Tzalko. He has arrived, and it's not going to be 1-0 to the Fulchester. Veron's bringing it into the area. Comandini shooting wide. No. It's in the balance, this game now. In the balance, not many chances. I mean, there'll be a huge sigh of relief. Ian that says Alco got the goal. Del Piero had an effort there. Petkov pushed by Valgarin, I think. Del Piero free kick. We go into the last 20 minutes. It's really, really tight here. Julio Arca picks up the ball, goes past Contra, brings the ball forward into the area from the left, and Todo punches it clear. Here comes Henri bringing it forward. It's a throw-in to Fulchester. And it's Sutton. Cannavaro clears away though. Nicky Butt picks up. It's back and forward they're making. Beckham going clear of George Yatos, tried to get back Robben, and he's got a free kick. Beckham in Beckham territory, and once again Francesco Todo is there. It's a good thing for Northern Burn that Todo has arrived in this second half, and it looks like, I mean, it's going to go right to the wire. 83 minutes gone. It's one apiece. Scholes, Comandini, Veron coming forward, and here's Chris Sutton. It's a foul by Contra. Gets away with a warning though. Scholes free kick. Petkov doing some defensive duties there, and we go into injury time, and Chris Sutton is going to have to leave the pitch. The goal scorer for Fulchester tonight. The obvious option is Javier Saviola. I'll give Maka the option to confirm. I mean, I don't want to. I mean, we're going to get to the end of this game in a minute, and it looks like it's going to head towards extra time, but it's right in the balance, isn't it, mate?
Very, very finely balanced, yeah. Saviola is obviously the choice to come on here unless he wants to go big man and put Biscan on there. Well, I doubt he would.
I don't think.
Yeah, it's all Northern Burn from what I've seen. I think if it carries on like this, then you'd fancy Burn to get the winner in extra time. That will be.
Yeah, there is history here though. I don't know if you remember, but I think Fulchester knocked out Swindon on the golden goal rule last season. I'm just going to get to the end of this game, and that is the end of 90 minutes. Tight as a nun snatch from Stephen Wright there. Champman Swan laughing his head off at something. Burn were always going to win. Why is it even a contest? Right, so looking at the stats, says I kind of agree with you there. It's all Fulchester. The only shot they had on target has gone in the back of the net. 6 on target from Northern Burn, definitely on top with no match report as it's going to extra time. Don't know why that happens in the game. Let's have a quick look at Northern Burn, and they can let me know if they want to make any subs. One thing standing out to me is the Del Piero fitness on 72. It's a tough one though. Do you mean, again, you don't really want to play Alan Smith at attacking midfield and Sidney Guvu for his debut? That'd be an interesting one, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it's not one I'd trust at this point. I think I'd rather take the risk of Del Piero getting an injury, because he can always adjust things next game week, can't he? So yeah, I wouldn't if I was him, unless it's looking bad in 15 minutes time. Yeah,
his wing backs are having a good game. Contra and George Atos on 9s. Tzalko obviously getting the goal, and Robben playing pretty well in centre midfield. Ian's going as is. And you've seen us many times on Zoom after record. Let's have a quick look at Fulchester, and Gigi Buffon, man of the match so far, with saving 5 of the 6 shots on target. Yeah, they need to improve this in extra time because it was definitely leaning towards Burn, wasn't it?
Definitely, yeah. 2 key tackles from Buffon. He's doing everything to keep Burn out. The usual quality performance from Nicky Butt. One of the centre backs is playing really well. So yeah, it's the usual stuff from Fulchester. It's just they're not creating as much as they would like.
Yeah, and just to confirm, yes, it is golden goal. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Maka to give us the nod that he's happy with his team, as is Biscan for Scholes. Right, that's an interesting one. Scholes only on a 6, Biscan coming on. Let's see if that tightens up. Veron scored in the 92nd minute last year. I think, was it in this game, Fifey? I think it was. I think it was in this game last season. It's 1 apiece. I'm going to restart into extra time. Norman Burn on top, but are not on top in the scoreline so far. Igor Biscan comes on. Sizalko holds the ball and finds Henri. Is it left? Georgiatos, Robben, bring it forward. Contra sees an opportunity and shoots hard and low, and it hits the upright. And we're not going to get a goal in the 92nd minute, but it looks like it's Norman Burn continuing to put the pressure on. Stanic flicks the ball on. Georgiatos, low cross. Del Piero, pot shot, hits the woodwork and bounces clear. Whew. It's squeaky bum time now as we go into the 102nd minute. Picked up by Robben, plays a long ball. Yepes, bread and butter for that. Nicky Butt comes forward, finds Veron in front of him, long range and over the bar this time. It's half time in extra time. We're going to again, I'm not going to go into as much detail, but if the managers can have a quick look and tell me if they want to make any changes. I think at this point, I think Ian's probably all in at this point. I'm not going to make too many changes, but I'm going to give him the option anyway. Martin Peterson asking, when was the last time we had penalties?
Last time I was on comms, we had a penalty shootout. I called an Ashley Cole miss, I think, or something like that. Anyway. I called a Ryan Giggs miss, actually. So when Fulchester went out on penalties last season, I was on comms, so hopefully that's not a bad omen for me.
Wow, that's an interesting one, yeah. Last season was one. And just Ian, as we expected going as is, there was pens in one of the semis last year. That's what, as Duggan confirmed there when you were on comms, Dimble. Fulchester didn't really improve that much. One effort from Veron was the only thing that stood out. He's been their main man despite only getting a 7. Him and Comandini getting all the touches there. What? Giggs for Saviola. That's an interesting one. Saviola playing left forward is a substitute, and we're going to sub a sub.
The penalty specialist is coming on.
Ryan Giggs coming on for Javier Saviola. Maka, can you just confirm that one for me? I mean, that is a random one. This screams of Jack Grealish coming on and he went off again. It is a savage move, as Fifey points out. Happy to do it. I'm no problem at all. Yep, we're going to go ahead then. 15 minutes to go. And Fulchester have taken the sub off. Giggs comes on. Robben picks the ball off Biscan, gets past Nicky Butt. Does he? No. Stanic picks up the loose ball, goes past Comandini, takes it past Biscan. And Del Piero delivers it into the area. Sizalko to the left. Sizalko 1-2 Henri. It's all over the place up the Fulchester defensive area. It looks like there's only going to be one winner here. Robben turns with the ball. Del Piero runs the ball into the box, has a goal. Buffon saves and showed safe hands. Even money offered on Giggs missing a penalty, according to Scott Sadler. Georgiatas, Henri, Buffon puts it away. I thought that might be a last minute winner, but Cannavaro's picked it up. 120 guns. Arca chips the ball right though. Comandini, Giggs lobs the ball from that, but Petkov clears ahead of Sizalko, chested down to Sizalko. Sizalko long range, but has gone wide, and the match goes to penalties.
Tense stuff, that very tense. I wouldn't be able to handle that if it was my team, so I feel for you guys.
Yep. Evening, Dickon, just in time for penalties. Maka, if you could just have a look at the penalty takers on screen and tell me any changes player for player that you want to make with that. At the moment it's Veron, Comandini, Butt, Beckham and Valgarin.
Yeah, so the reason I called Giggs missing the penalty last year is because he moved into penalty number 5 at this point.
I remember, I do.
So see if he has learned or...
Yeah, he's just gone, nah, fuck it. Oh, sorry if you can hear the screaming in the background. The wife isn't, they'll have the little one, but yeah, we've been trying for about 2.5 hours. Right, we're going to confirm that, and we're going to go to Northern Burn. And a similar story, Ian. If you want to change any penalty takers, then let me know now. The current lineup is Sizalco, followed by Del Piero, Petkov, interesting one there, Contra, and Stanic for number 5. Got off it as it is, losing to GIR. What does that mean? Ground in repair? I don't know. What does GIR mean?
I don't know.
No.
I think he's had a Baroni or two. I firmly believe that penalties are just complete chance on the game. So it is literally it is a game of chance right now. So I don't think there's much you can do.
And Ian Asmak here, green in regulation. Right, Ian, similar to Mac, it's going as is. So I mean, we're all love a bit of tension, don't we? So I'm going to keep it on medium, which I think should get everyone a bit giddy as we go. And right, we're ready for this. Northern Burn versus Fulchester. Sizalco takes the first kick and scores for Northern Burn. Who's up for Fulchester? Veron surely won't miss, and Veron doesn't miss. It's 1-1, both teams. Here's Del Piero, and as expected, 20 set pieces, I believe, for Del Piero. He has kept Northern Burn's lead. Here's Comandini. Oh, and Todo has saved one. Francesco Todo saved. Petkov, he confirms that they've got the lead. Milan Petkov coming into the Northern Burn team and scoring his penalty. Nicky Button needs to keep this one in, and he does. It is now 3-2 after the 3 penalties each. Contra scores for Northern Burn. Do you mean they could bag all 5 here? And it's one of these now. Beckham needs to score to keep Fulchester in the game. And he does score. He does. But it's all on this last penalty for Northern Burn. It's Stanic versus Buffon. And it's a goal for Mario Stanic. It's all 5 penalties scored. And Northern Burn have won the shootout at the Furnace in Melbourne. Congratulations to Mr. Ian Edwards. Commiserations to Maka. Absolutely devastated to go out on penalties. A real tight game. You probably say on the balance of things, Northern Burn definitely edged the balance of play. Real. I mean, it's gutting to go out on penalties, though, isn't it?
Yeah, well done, Ian. Gutted for your Maka, because it's a terrible way to lose a match. In real life and on a game, it's probably even harsher. But yeah, congratulations to Ian. He's deserved it over the 120 minutes. He's been the better team. He's been fantastic all season. So on to the next one, Ian.
Yeah, man of the match performance from George Atos. Yeah, and just to see how fit they are for the kind of whatever next final is, elimination final. All good performances across the board for Northern Burn. Yeah, and I mean, as you kind of said, it's a horrible way to go out, but they probably deserved it over the time. Maka looks like he's a bit gutted, as you'd expect. Ian being very gracious, as you're saying. Hardlines at Maka, pish way to lose. Well done, Ian lad. That's from Ian Campbell. Love and hate Fulchester, great value season. It's a tough one. Burn versus Dragons or Devils in the next round.
Yeah, as hard as it is to take, it's always good entertainment, and that was good entertainment. Even though it wasn't the most active of matches, it was still a very, very tense one, and yeah, it's a dramatic end.
It is a very dramatic end. Does it happen? Yeah, I don't even tell you the comms there is a bit crap, isn't it? The penalties doesn't tell you even
a bit, yeah.
Anyway, Burn are through. Let's continue this. What I'm going to do, I mean, I was going to kind of just, I'm just going to click through.
Oh no, Christian Reese is out.
Yeah, something gigs out. Won't be any kind of Delvecchio's out for a week. Sorry, you're kind of the mask. I was gonna turn off the screen, but oh god, that's not good news for Ian Spouse. And I think we're here. We are here. And Mr. Hopkins and Mr. Duggan and Mr. Wooders, three-dicked Dragon. They are 1-0 down as they go into the second leg of their major semi-final against the Dragon Destroyers. What is going on here? Mac has put Norcombe beats me in full time in the playoffs. Disgusting. And then he's put well done Ian, lots of kisses. And then he's put fuck off. So
I can see top chat. I need to turn live chat on to see the full picture, don't I?
Ah, right. I'm not too sure what's going on. Who won that Miss Pens? Yeah, well done, Bernard. Blah, blah, blah. This game has made me feel worse. Anyway, so looks like the Dragons have got a full complement. Batistuta still in the bench. Paul Bosvelt not in the team after he came on as sub last time out, not on the bench this time round. This is how they line up. Is this their best 11? Is it close to their best 11?
It's the best thing they can put out attacking. Obviously, they need to attack, so they need to score a goal or two at least. So they've gone. It's their attacking version of their best 11, I would say, at the moment. Juninho is a bit of an unknown at this point. He's not done much so far. I don't know if he's done much in the Super League in the past, but he's definitely someone that can create things. So it'd be interesting to see if he can get going. It's kind of a no. Obviously, they can win the game, but it doesn't matter if they lose. So they might as well have a go. Which is what they're doing to a certain extent. So yeah, a bit of a free hit for the Dragons now. I don't think they'll be too surprised if they went out tonight, and they will be ready to go again in the next game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. Maybe Ibrahim C dropping out is a bit of a surprise after. Do you mean if it does go to penalties, he'd be nailed on to say one. Brett Emerson, player who could start. So a quick look at how them got now.
They've dropped a defensive midfielder, and then they've already got two in the team, so it'd be harsh to drop Zayalius as well, wouldn't it? I think that's probably the reason. Although Saeed's probably more likely to pop up with a goal, I would say.
Where's Bosvelt is the question. This first game has made me feel worse. Well, it's all to come. Let's continue this then. Let's get it to the team and look at the state of this. So we've got injuries to Kivu and Uliano. We've got suspensions to Gravison and Ferguson. We've got Emerson still out injured. And I mean, no one cares about Nicola Ventila, but he is also out injured. Gigu and Kuhl resume full training. I mean, this was the kind of risk that Fifey took. Basically, we kind of gave Fifey the option to kind of delay his team and pick anyone from the reserves if he wanted to, considering the state of it. But he very much committed to what he was going to do. So this is what we've got. It's the kind of the 4-5-1 or the 2-7-1, how you look at it. Some unknown quantities.
I'll need tinkering, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm definitely aware of that. I've just seen the Mackay should be right wing back.
Massive loss. I mean, to lose two defenders and still be able to put Montero and Nesta out is obviously, that's fine. But he's basically missing a full midfield. So yeah, it's going to be tough for Fifey, but all he needs to do is hang on, and he's got some good players on the pitch still. So he's definitely capable of doing that. He's trying to obviously put out the excuses beforehand and say that. But if he can't put a team out to be solid, then he doesn't deserve to be in the next round anyway.
Yep, indeed. DMO wrong, as you said. Hopefully I've corrected that now. I've just looked at your tweet to the account, and that is exactly right. apart from you put the word Kennedy rather than Bakiroglu. Apart from that, it's exactly the same. Interesting thingy. Let's have a quick look and see if Fifey is now happier. Yep. Right. Yes, as we kind of said, embarrassment of riches for Fifey.
Yeah. What I will say,
though, is it? I mean, with Kuhn being fit, would you still have gone with Bakiroglu, or do you mean?
Yeah, 72%. I don't think you can play them because it's a high certainty that he's going to be out, isn't it? And I don't know what Guigu could have played, which I think would have been a big one for him. I think that made his defensive midfield line more solid. So that's probably a bit of a mistake on his part. But yeah, I wouldn't have risked Kuhl at 72%. Mido and Bakir Siloglu are not Super League quality at the moment. They've definitely got potential to be good. I kind of fancy Kennedy Bakir to do something tonight because he's one of them players that you throw in every now and again and they will perform.
He seemed to, in the last version of the Super League, he was at Hull's Vikings under Thiago's leadership, and he gave him the same team as Ronaldinho and Ronaldo and many Brazilians, but he seemed to be the one scoring all the goals, which was an interesting
definitely got it in him, yeah. So yeah, that's his weakest area is those two. I would have been tempted to play Montella there myself, but
I most definitely would have done, yeah.
Play in the game, so it's a good one to bring off the bench, I suppose. Yeah, good luck, boys. Obviously, speak to Fifey and the Dicks quite a lot, so just best of luck to you, really. It's not over if you lose tonight, so no crying into apple juice.
Yeah, so the winner of this game, it's the final. It's a chance for Super League glory. For the loser, you do get a second chance against Northern Burn, who I wouldn't really fancy that game at the moment against Northern Burn, so it may be this is the one to do it. Any predictions in the chat here? I mean, Wood are saying Boomer going to bum Korku down the left. Well, I'm afraid Korku's in the middle. Van Bronckhorst down the left. Mebs, maybe not then, got you. Any predictions from you, mate?
I'm going to say Mpenza golden goal winner.
Mpenza golden goal. Ian Edwards saying Devils to scrape through in a 1-1. I'm going to kick this one off. I'm going to go very fast first half and see where we get up to. And Zay Elias involved early on. Lucio, Boomer, Constantino, Lucio, and there's a goal for the Dragons. That's the goal the Dragons needed, and they've got it early on. It's Lucio, maybe an unlikely source after 8 minutes. I'm slowing it down already. I think it's good to kind of see what's going on here. And Benza flies one over the bar. Zay Elias and David's in close quarters. After 11 minutes, there's a lot of action in this one so far. Baumer free kick. Zeri takes it past Dyer. It's a bit of a B team in places for the Devils. Maybe the Dragons are making the most of that. Mido getting a yellow card at Ronnie Johnson. High ball forward from him. Keane picking the ball up though. 20 yards out. Mido and Penta loses his man and just wide. Oliver Kahn did not move. Just 20 minutes gone. Koku finds Mpenza. Looks like the Devils come into it though. Shows David's clean ears and Mido puts it over. I'm slurring my words a little bit despite not having a drink. And there is an equaliser. Kieran Dyer, first goal of the season. What an important time to do it. Van Bronckhorst brought the ball forward and helped him out there. Frey kicks the ball forward. It looks like they always look dangerous, the Devils. Now the Dragons, it can't go to extra time, I believe this now. We will have a winner within the 90 minutes. If Dragons get the goal, it'll be away goals. If Devils score again, or it stays like this, it will be the Devils. Half an hour gone. Roy Mackay searches someone out. Mido gets the ball past Lucio, and he's won a free kick there. Van Bronckhorst hits it high, wide and handsome. Baumer to back. Johnson, Constantino. It's all over the place this at the minute. Hard to follow. Anyway.
Got to say, painful at this speed as well. It's painful.
Yeah. I know what you mean. I mean, it's just because.
I know that's why he's 2 tenths. That's what I'm saying. It's hard for the boys to watch this, I imagine.
Yeah. Constantino flicks it on for Juninho. Header from Lucio. The Devils return possession. Montero circulated Van Bronckhorst. Devils coming forward. Mido. Ooh, and Penza had the effort there. Oliver Kahn makes a save. Ronnie Johnson gave him no space. Wow.
It seemed more even than that, but that's domination so far from the Devils. It did seem more even though, I would say.
It did definitely. It seemed like the Dragons had quite a bit of the ball without maybe having too many chances. I don't know if you'd be happy or gutted if you were 5-3 there. You look at those stats at half time, you think you should be 3-0 up, not at 1-1. Yeah, Duggan, what the fuck is that? Indeed.
Yeah, I mean, the Dragon lads will be gutted because they've set up to go and have a go and attack, and they've had one shot, so they'll be a bit disappointed with that. That's for sure. They usually obviously set up to kind of be solid and nick one. You might think it could have been better to do that, but it's all easy to say that in hindsight, isn't it?
Yeah. Lucy got above Roy Mackay. Roy Mackay obviously not a defensive player for the Dragons goal. The equaliser was Roy Mackay making a men, hitting the ball forward to Dyer, and then Dyer blasted it towards the top corner. So have a quick look at the Dragon stats. I mean, as you'd expect from the Dragons rating, should I say, as you'd expect from the stats, it's not looking great. Majority 6s, couple of 7s and an 8 for Oliver Kahn in there. They'll be disappointed, as you kind of suggested. They set up to attack and they've done nothing of the sort. Yeah,
sometimes that happens. There's not much you can do really. You've obviously done what you needed to do. In my opinion, that is very disappointing. There, that set of rating shouldn't be at 1-1, so they're kind of lucky to still be in the game. They just need to get something going. I would suggest making a change or two if I was them. The Alessandro time maybe. He's obviously not done much yet, but he's a talented player. What would you do, Ray?
What would I do? I know he's been shit in every opportunity he's been given, but I probably would give D'Alessandro a run out for Paulista. I think Constant. I don't know. It's a tough one. It is a tough one. Joe Cole, I'd probably stick with him despite the 6 and the 82 fitness. I don't know. Right, so what we're doing, he's gone for a double sub here actually. Duggan Nikolai is coming on for Constantino. And we're going to see D'Alessandro for Juninho, as I suggested. That may be an option. Do you mean he's making up for being a passenger in his first couple of seasons? D'Alessandro, he does something here. Let's move across the plane to the Devils. I expected better considering the match stats there. Still a lot of 6s, and Kieran Dyer getting one of only 2 8s in there. Would have saying Joe Cole, what a waste of a player. 4 key passes from Mido. Is this Mido coming of age, Dimble?
Looks like it, doesn't it? The creative force, Mido. I would be gutted to see Mpenza have 5 shots in the first half and him to have a 6 rating. I mean, usually he gets 5 chances, he'll bag 2 or 3, so that'd be gutting to see. I think this could come back to bite them. The fact they've not made these chances pay at all so far.
Would you be tempted with Montella? Maybe not for Mpenza or for Bokaroglu, or you think that's what Fife might go with?
Yeah, I probably would. I would probably, if it was me, I would probably go Montella for Bokaroglu and do that. But
that is exactly what Fife is doing.
It makes sense. It's very sensible subs all around there, I would say. It's going to be on a knife edge the second half. 1 goal either way changes the complete end result, doesn't it? So yeah, it's very tense again.
Yeah, let's kick it off and see how we get on. Montella coming on. You'd obviously fancy him more than Bakayocioglu. I think we'll call him Kennedy for the rest of the game just to save our voices. And here is Montella, goes past someone. Joe Cole clears one off the line. It looks like Devils started the stronger again. Possession wise, Dragons like to come into it. We're not creating anything. Van Bronckhorst going past a few people, including Davids, being definitely involved down that left hand side. Is he going to get a cross in? He is. Kieran Dyer didn't really make the most of it. Just over half an hour to go. It doesn't look like we're going to get any chances from Dragons. As soon as I say that, Baumer comes forward, but again, no effort on goal. 63 minutes gone. Time is ticking along here. Now to 70 minutes. And again, nothing from Dragons. Mackay coming forward and Penza on the volley. nothing given. There's still just a goal in this game though. 15 minutes to go. Here is Baumer to Zuri to back into space, and again nothing from the Dragons. Just nothing at all from the Dragons. Here's Mpenza. Pente Elias book there. Looked like a harsh booking. Montero can't find space for the shot. Keane tries his luck, and Mpenza makes himself available. Cleared by Lucio. It's now or never. Last 10 minutes. Marius Nicolai. Looked like he was going to put one in there. Had a couple of chances, but it wasn't to be. 5 minutes to go of regular time. Baumer picks up a yellow card for Dragons. They need to start creating chances now. Lucio brings the ball forward, clears. Van Bronckhorst seems to be everywhere tonight. We go into injury time, and that is the final whistles, and the Devils are going to the final. What a game that was. It was tense throughout, similar to our first game this evening. Congratulations to Fifey and the Devils, commiseration to the Dragons, but you will go again against Northern Burn. Definitely on the balance of play, it was the Devils' game. But he didn't make it easy on himself, did he?
No, it's well done to Fifey. He takes a lot of stick, and people question a few things he does, but he's got there. He probably should get there because he's got the team to do it, but he's got there. He could have easily have messed up completely, but he deserves to be there. And for Dragons, it's a very limp performance. So they've been hoping for a bit more excitement than that going forward. It's unfortunate for them, but they get to go again, and I think you'll probably see them go back to the usual style and usual tactics.
Yeah, Ian Campbell, I predicted Dragons Devils final. Got a wee feeling. Do you mean it's not beyond the realms of possibility that this could go again? I remember a few seasons ago, the team that lost this two-leg affair ended up winning the title. Can't remember who was involved, but
I think only one. I think Fifey was saying only once the team that not from the top two has made the final. I think that's what he said, or was it?
I think the team from outside the top two has made the final a couple of times. I know that Panathinaikos did it. Astra Athletic definitely did it. What I was alluding to is this kind of the 1 versus 2, this kind of major semi-final. I think Phoenix against Valen lost this two-legged affair, then went and won the game, the next game, the Dragons game, and then came back.
He was alluding to your own success then,
yeah. I mean, I always do. Heroic defensive performance, so proud. We finally made it, boys. Edgar Davids picked up man of the match, and the ratings aren't too bad for Dragons. Has the game engine gone a bit mad?
It seems so, yeah. I mean, even like the 2 subs that came on, they didn't do much. Got 7s. Nicolau missed a couple of chances. Those ones where it says the keeper pushes their way and then it drops to the attacker, they usually end up with a goal. So that's obviously going to be a good chance missed there. But David's probably just for the key tackles. He's got that. He's not done much on the ball.
Indeed. The quick look at Devils, and do you mean the players who came in didn't really let him down? You got to say that. Mido only got a 7 but did alright. Ryan Mackay got an 8 in there. Obviously Nesta came back and was solid. Baki Roglic got off the pitch, I mean, as soon as he could. Korku picked up an 8. So, I mean, the people wouldn't usually start for Devils have all done okay-ish. And Fifey will be there in the final. Congratulations. Potato echoing that, and is Ian Campbell. Congratulations, Fifey. Expectations met. Right, so let's have a kind of a debrief note of where we stand. So here we have the preliminary final. I think it would be at the Dragon's Lair, or whatever it is, the Lonely Mountain, I think it is, something like that. They'll be at home to Northern Burn. The winner of that game, it is a one-off game, the preliminary final. The winner of that game in 1 week's time will 1 week later take on, in the grand final, the Swindon Devils. So I will get teams and packs out soon. That one game will take place on Friday night this week, which I think should be exciting. And then the grand final will be on Sunday. If anyone has any ideas how to make these one game shows a bit more exciting, then please do. But tonight's been good then, hasn't it? I mean, considering both games were 1-1, they were both exciting throughout, weren't they, Dimble?
Yeah, lots of drama, lots of tension. We've made 2 games last nearly an hour, so we've done all right, I think.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I feel like, get on with it, mate. Just get on with it. But I feel like
everyone's enjoying it, Ryan. Everyone's here to listen to us for a reason. Everyone's here to watch the matches and enjoy them. So yeah, the comms and the shows throughout the season have been absolutely class. So yeah, no one's worried about being here. We're all sad enough to devote enough time to it.
Yeah. Well, much appreciated, and thanks for coming on tonight, Dimble. I know it was short notice, but I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much for everyone joining us. It's good viewership throughout, considering just the two games on tonight, which is really appreciated. If you sat here having a chat for an hour and there's only 6 people watching, it get a bit depressing. But we've had I think we had about 18, 19 at one point, and we've got 13 at the moment. So yeah, thank you so much for everyone for joining us. Thanks a lot for Dimble for jumping on the comms, and hopefully I shall see the majority of you on Friday. Thanks a lot, gents.
Thanks, guys.